talk about
You're
how...
gonna have to stop saying pooching yourself. It's gonna be Brittany.
Oh, dude, and that's way worse than pooching yourself, dude. That is crazy. All right, dope.
Just a few days ago, apparently people were saying Brittany's little schemes were working on people, that she was being able to talk to Turner and Alyssa and persuade their minds against Taylor. And I sat here and told you it wasn't working. Just a few days ago, we had people saying Brittany is out playing. And I sat here and told y'all the only thing she was playing for was to better Michael's game and not her own. Man, I just continue to be right this season, and I don't get sick of it. Brittany has gotten to a place where she has completely crumbled her own game by doing too much, but also just lifted up Michael's game even more than necessary. I said that her making this girls thing and then going and ratting it out was only going to bring the guys closer, while it destroyed her relationship with the girls, which was already on shaky ground with Alyssa as it was. And now Turner and Monty have both told Taylor and Alyssa about what Brittany has been doing. All of Brittany's plans coming back to her because people talk, but she did continue to strengthen Michael's game. It's all she's been good for in this game, is to help Michael, push Michael further in this game, while pushing the target onto herself possibly at this double. It seems as though everyone in the house, minus maybe Taylor, would put Brittany on the block. Now there has been discussions from Monty and Turner and Taylor that maybe Alyssa is the one to vote out over Brittany. It's more Monty and Taylor really talking about that, if that were to be the case. Now, also though, like, they don't know that the double is coming. They're talking about next week, and this is what they're going to do next week. If the double happens, will it change their mind to put the target back on Michael, since that's where they started this week? It really speaks to how awful Brittany's game is if they started this week knowing Michael had to go because he does nothing but win, and if they get the shot at him because he can't play in the HOH, they need to take it, only for Brittany to make herself the biggest target. Ironically, Taylor, who has attached herself to the duo, seems to be the main one now wanting to take Michael out, because she thinks that if she takes Michael out, she has the winning resume if she gets to the end. Whereas Turner and Monty, who started the week wanting him out so badly, have tried to make an all guys with him and seem scared, to be honest. But once they find out it is a double, will that change their mind if one of them wins HOH and not Brittany to target Michael? I would like to sit here and say that, you know, these people won't be dumb enough that if they have a shot at Michael, they would take it. But look at the way they've all played this season. I can't sit here and say for sure that if somehow, some way, they have a shot at Michael and Michael loses the veto and they can put Michael up on the block as a replacement nominee, that they would do it because they're not that dumb, right? I can't say that as a fact. I just can't say that as a fact because of the way this season has been played by these players. But something else about last night's gaming and yesterday's gaming is Taylor's social game continues to get better and better, and it continues to come more to the forefront just how solid it really is. Because yesterday was just everyone spilling information to Taylor. Taylor was getting a lot of information from people about not only just the game in general, but a lot of their thoughts and ideas of their own games. And that speaks volumes to the way Taylor is able to connect with the players in this game, despite her rough start. And despite still being a target at times, she's able to be honest with people and just have a real connection with people. They sometimes doubt her, but it always seems to come back around to trusting her. That is the makings of a good social game. And that is something that Brittany does not have whatsoever. It's what I've been preaching for 2 seasons now, why social games are important in social games. Brittany does not have the type of social game to pull off the messy game she's been trying to play. She's never had it this season. That's why every single time she's tried to do it, it gets back to other people because people talk. She doesn't have the agency in the game to pull off all of these maneuvers she wants to do to turn people against each other, to give a bunch of different people different information. She doesn't have the connections. She doesn't have the trust. She's played an atrocious social game, and that's why she could be public enemy number one going into the double. She could be the person that gets eliminated this week if it's not Michael or Alyssa. And the social games have been a theme this season, just all of these mess up from the players. It's why I've been getting headaches when everybody's been trying to debate who's the better player between all these players. If it isn't Joseph, who played a dynamic game and got screwed by a twist, and if it isn't Taylor, who has the best social game out of anybody this season, then I don't really want to hear it. And also, Kyle stans are calling me racist towards white people. Me, a white person, racist towards white people. I swear, some of these white Big Brother fans could star in a Dumb and Dumber remake. They can add a third character called Dumbest, and that could be some of these Big Brother fans. Kyle stans still want to say that Kyle played the best game this season. Kyle, who was in all these alliances and tried to throw them all under the bus and screwed himself over because of it. That Kyle who threw his game away for 10 seconds of sex, that Kyle, this is your champion? The guy who has sex in 10 seconds. What a champion. What a guy to get behind. I can only assume that the people that still stan Kyle only do so because Kyle and his 30 seconds of sex he got this summer is still more than his stans get, most likely. We saw some of the BB comics. You know, obviously everyone loves Taylor's potato chip. They gave her a positive one. You know, they gave Michael a positive one. They even gave Jasmine a good one. I thought that was very fitting and funny with the whole stealing the muffins thing. We have already talked about Kyle's and the rep Kyle dysfunction, about his 10-second sex sessions. They really screwed over Turner. His face in this comic, they make him look out. He looks like a monster of the week from Buffy the Vampire Slayer with the way they edited his face. And then Brittany's is great. They really were shady with Brittany's, putting her by the salt because she's so salty about everybody, making her the flea because she's just getting carried by Michael. And even the head itch in charge because she's just annoying like a head itch. Great. This might be the best thing production did all season was Brittany's comic and Kyle's comic. A lot of people are speculating that Monty's comic, they were trying to screw him over and make him a bigger target because his comic makes no sense. They allude to the fact that he could be like America's player or on Team America or the hacker. Yeah, they probably did try and put a target on Monty's back with his comic book here. As for this week's vote, Terrance has tried to stay in the game. He pitched to Taylor yesterday. He's been trying to stay in the game. It also speaks to Taylor's social game. One more thing here about Taylor's social game to really point out that it is good is that Taylor really could be the swing vote in keeping Terrance this week. That's how well of a position she put herself in socially, is that if she wanted to keep Terrance this week, she can tell Monty, and things could change because they get Taylor. That Monty could go to Turner, and all Turner does is listen to guys, that it can work out, and then Terrance would stay. Now, that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like Terrance is still going. And why? Because Taylor wants Terrance to go.